Hey guys, my name is Avery Hansen. This is my Unit 2 Model Communication Speaking assignment. In this chapter, we learned about three different communication models: transmission, interaction, and transaction. These models served a purpose to allow us to see specific concepts and steps within the process of communication and to apply them to each type of communication that we may have. My model is unlike the transmission model because the transmission model is linear and mine is not. It's not one point to another. Also, unlike the interaction model, mine goes into much further depth beyond the sender, receiver, and feedback significance. Mine is most like the transaction model as it takes into account the conceptualization of communication, the role of sender, receiver, and the role of context. Similarly, mine describes communication as a process in which communication generates reality. The other ones, such as the transmission model, one point to another, does not include the concept of what's going on in the brain, in the heart, in your soul. It doesn't include any of that. I placed a basic title on my model, as it is called the Emotional Communication Model, because mine digs deep into the feelings behind communication. From sender to receiver, a message is translated. Usually we assume the message is spoken, but we fail to acknowledge that the message could also have been texted, emailed, or sign languaged. The sender uses context to portray his or her emotions behind the electronic message. It is clear when you're speaking, but if you're using a text, you might have to use an exclamation mark. If you're feeling strongly, you might use the little ... If you're insinuating something, you might use a question mark or anything just to portray your emotion behind the message, because that's how texts and emails, they are interpreted differently or wrongly all the time, and that's the reason behind it. When using sign language, you might use eye contact or other boldly gestures to get the feeling or emotion across to your receiver. This is an ongoing cycle throughout the conversation because it is necessary to the receiver to message back using the communication devices to show what he is feeling to the message. It is necessary for my model that the initial message receives feedback and they are both responsive. For all the models, communication is largely visible as much as it is audible. You usually don't realize it, but whatever you portray, your body emotion, your posture, that gives into what you're doing and what you're saying, that gives into your emotion and what they're going to feel about what your topic is. Thank you guys.